Today, I was looking around my room and I noticed that I have some really weird things in here that most people don't typically have in their room. So I'm just gonna show you guys all the weird things that I have in my room that just make sense to be in here because they're average things that every person has in their room. So I'm gonna start with something really small. I have this Chipotle catering box. It's literally ginormous. So there's nothing in here. My family just one day ordered Chipotle and it came in this giant box and I was like, this box is sick, I need to keep it. So I kept it. On the side of it says, do not leave unattended. Theft is likely. On the front of it somewhere it says, cardboard not tested on fanged cobras. I don't know, I just think this box looks sick. So I kept it, and it just stays in the corner of my room doing absolutely nothing, but I love it. So the second thing is a little bit more acceptable to be in my room, and that is a basically full bag of potting mix. I got this whole bag to replant one pot, and I have it, but it's not in my room. But I have this bag that has this much soil in it, and it just sits in the corner of my room as well, doing absolutely nothing, but we love her. She's cute, or whatever. And it just makes sense for this to be in my room, because why wouldn't I have a bag of potting mix in my room? You know? The next thing I have is a book about witchcraft, because I saw the craft once and I was like, oh my god, I want to be a witch. That's actually not true. This book was given to me by my sister because she bought it because she thought it looked cool, and then she was like, I never read it, do you want it? And I was like, yes, because it looks sick. So my witchcraft book. Next up is a little tiny pot with a dead little succulent in it, and there's like white stuff growing at the top, which I'm pretty sure is mold. This just chills right on top of my dresser. I used to water it, but now it's dead. So, and it like wiggles and I can take it out. So I can have a clump of dirt and an empty pot with more dirt in it. There's actually more dirt in it, but they like stay together, so I don't really want to separate them. The next thing I have is really tiny, but it is really random. I have these little rock-shaped things. They're like crystals, I think. I don't really know what they are. We got these from some kind of like cavern. We went on to a field trip, and I remember this day very vividly because my mom gave me $15, and it was like for souvenirs or for lunch or whatever. So I was like, great, $15, I'm rich. And this thing was like $8, and I was like, yes, I need this absolute useless piece of rock. It just looks cool. So I was like, yeah, I'm buying this. And then I bought this little thing to go with it, which is, I think it's supposed to be some type of cat, but it doesn't really look like a cat. It just looks like a really deformed, like sad, crying animal. But I remember this thing being also expensive. I think this was like $6. So I got these two little crystal rock things that have zero purpose, but I bought them and I love them. You're gonna notice a pattern in a second, but I have this empty container of wine gums, and if you think it's empty, you're wrong, because there is a pack of earrings from Claire's in here. So at some point in my life, I decided that these earrings needed to go inside of this box, and then I had it sitting on my dresser. Just kept this container because I thought it looked cool, and that's something that I do a lot. And here's another example. I have this Monster can. I just kept it because it was clear and it looked cool. The drink inside was actually disgusting. This container was sick, so I was like, yes, I'm keeping it. So these kind of like live next to each other on my dresser over there, and it's just like my garbage that's like pretty, so pretty garbage. Next up, I have this, which is a bathroom kitchen cup dispenser. It's the Wizard of Oz themed. It has never been opened. This was given to me by my grandpa, who was a giant Wizard of Oz fan, and I told him that I liked it, and then he's like, you can have it. And I was like, sweet. So it just kind of sets in my room. It's like collected dust. It's all dusty at the top. I think it's pretty cool though. There's a grand prize of $5,000 for a little competition that probably ended like 20 years ago. The date is 1989. You can't see it, but it's like right here. So this was probably made in 1989. And it's still in its original wrapping. So this is just a basic necessity, I think, in every room. Up next, I have this mason jar that says love. And there's a lot going on with this jar. For starters, on the outside, we have a pair of my dangly earrings that I didn't want to get messed up. So I just stuck them on the cap of this. But if you look inside, we have some really fun goodies. First out, we have a brand new unopened thermometer, which is perfect for the current pandemic situation going on in the world. So I can just stick this in my mouth and take my temperature and make sure I don't have Miss Corona entering my body. So this is really, really gonna come in handy. Next up, we have a replacement for a necklace. These are little interchangeable crystals that I have that go on a necklace. So, pretty sick. Necessity. Then we have 2 pins. One is from Las Vegas and the other one is just a yellow pin that says be authentic. So, really good. And then even farther inside, we have a gum wrapper. So next in this jar, we have another pair of dingly earrings that were, one of them was inside and the other one was on the outside. So these are little dragons. Got these from Spencer's. Super cute. Next inside the little mystery mason jar, we got toenail clippers, a staple for anyone. And then inside, the rest of it is clear coat nail polish and Jolly Ranchers and Tootsie Rolls. So, just the classics. That's all we do around here. That's all that was in this little mason jar. Coming up next, we have this little envelope. But inside the envelope is a water parks poster that I think was from a tour, but they never put their set time at, so it's just, I could put this on my wall, but that would involve me nailing into my wall, which I really am not wanting to do. So I just can look at it, be like, oh my god, I love them. So this is a really good staple. This was given to me as a Christmas present from one of my friends who I really love, so thank you for that. I think the last 2 things that I'm going to show you kind of go hand in hand. The first one is a Tiffany doll from Spencer's. She looks nothing like the Tiffany doll from the movie, but my favorite movie I think ever created was The Bride of Chucky, which is really just a cult classic. Here it is. And this still has its tag on it. Bride of Chucky tag. These right here. I think the Spencer dolls look nothing like the real ones, but I wanted it anyway. So I remember saving up one year for like, maybe like a couple months. I saved up by doing chores around the house, and I saved up specifically to buy her because I just really needed her. I was like, if nothing else is in my life, I need this doll. So I bought it. So now I have Tiffany. I did put a dark liquid lipstick on her, and it's like kind of chipping off, but she's still a stunning queen. And yes, she has her original knife because I am never gonna lose it. Although a little fun backstory about her is that like a couple weeks after I bought it, my brother had gotten real handcuffs, like real metal handcuffs to like, I don't know, mess around with, and apparently he lost the keys to them, which I did not know that. And I put the handcuff around this belt loop. So for about 2 years, she had handcuffs on this belt loop because I could not get them off because there was no key. And then one day I took some like yard bush trimmers, and I just was able to like chomp away at the metal until it broke in half. So she was free of her handcuffs. But that was a really fun experience for her. We have the Tiffany doll. But you can't have the Tiffany doll without Chucky. So I think that this Chucky doll's face looks a bit more like the Chucky doll from the movie than Tiffany's. But the hair is definitely not it. He still has his tag as well and his knife right here, as you can see. So they just kind of chill on top of a little shelf rack that I just looked at over there. That's why I looked over there. But got my little good guy doll. I also got this from Spencer's, but this was a Christmas gift that I asked for because it was like, I had Tiffany by herself for about 3 years, and then I was like, let me just get the Chucky doll while we're at it. So I got him. His like, I don't really think he looks like the Chucky doll from the movie, but like this part kind of does, but like this eye doesn't. So, but I would rather buy this little $50 doll than a really expensive $100 doll that looks exactly like Chucky, because like kind of gets the point across that I'm a fan of Child's Play and the Chucky series, which are by far my favorite slasher films from the 80s / early 2000s. Yeah, my little Chucky doll. Luckily, he never got handcuffed and stuck in handcuffs for a year like Tiffany did, but you live and you learn. Also, this isn't really anything like random, but we had Halloween decorations out, so we got these 2 cute little socks. Like, oh my god, these are little striped with spiders on them, and these just have little pumpkins, and I'm loving it. Cannot wait for Halloween and all the like scary movies to come on TV, and I just can't wait. I love it. Halloween by far has the best vibes out of like any holiday. Like, Christmas is close, but like Halloween, like, it's just better. Oh yeah, I have this bruise on my arm because my brother pinched my arm like really hard. So also, if you were wondering, this is Kylie Cosmetics in True Brown, and it just really looks black on here, but it's just a really dark brown. That's all the weird stuff that I have in my room that I'm gonna show you. I definitely have like other weird stuff that I just like didn't think about grabbing. So that's all for today's video.